Hey, what's up guys and gals? It's Hurricane Liz here, and in today's video, I'm going to show you 3 successful products that I had, and I might even throw in a bonus one, and I'm going to show you why they were successful and also the pitfalls to avoid when you're finally choosing the product to sell using Amazon FBA. And remember, take what I'm telling you as good advice because I've been there, I've done that, I've almost sometimes failed to pull the trigger. I've been trigger shy sometimes when picking the right product, and it is very scary. So what I'm about to share with you is information that you can take and you can put into play in your Amazon business and almost guarantee your success so that you don't have to go through the problems that I went through. So let's jump right in. In this video, I'm going to use 2 different tools, so it's really up to you which one you want to use. I'm going to use Market Intelligence by Viral Launch and Jungle Scout. Like I said before, you can use either one. Both of them pretty much display the same information. I'm obviously biased and like one better than the other. However, I do use both for the purposes of showing you guys because I know a lot of people use a lot of different tools. So let's go ahead and jump in to my actual screen share and show you the very first product that I absolutely crushed it with and what lessons I can pass on to you. So love him or hate him, Donald Trump is the president of the United States, and as a result, he carries a lot of benefits, which means that you can sell products that focus on Trump and make money off of them. So I'm going to show you a product that I actually sold the first year in his presidency, and I'll talk a little bit about the product, how it crushed, and what I learned in selling the product, as well as why I stopped selling the product. So let's go ahead and jump in straight to Trump toilet paper on Amazon.com, and as you can see, there's a lot of different actual versions of this. There's single rolls. There's also 3 rolls. There's colored and there's black and white. So what I was selling, and this was the first year of his presidency, is something very similar to the Bravo Sport one here, which is black and white, and it's a single roll pack. So it's similar to this one. As you can see right now, it's $9.95. So when I got it out of China, if we jump on over into Alibaba, we can see what is happening on Alibaba. If we look up Trump toilet paper, and we can see that there's going to be a lot of people selling this for you to actually get. Like, you can actually really customize it. In fact, this guy looks like he almost copied my box. So let me have a look here. And no, it didn't. My actual box was extremely unique. It even featured a picture of Putin on it. And it said something really funny, like, I'll see if I can remember what it said so I can share with you guys. But my actual cost per roll at the time shipped to America, it was a 3-pack and it was about $2. As you can see, the cost has gone significantly down. It's about 33 cents. So I shipped it to America at $2. I was one of the first people with this actual particular product, and I was selling as high between $14.95 and $19.95 during the Christmas holiday. So I was selling upwards of 500 units in a single day of this particular product. Now, let's talk about why it works so well and how I stood out from everybody else, because at the end of the day, it's just toilet paper, right? I think my box said something like, he's a real asswipe. And again, I'm not saying whether I like Trump or I don't like him. Sure, he's raised tariffs and stuff like that, but you're entitled to your own opinion. I won't say whether or not, but the box just played on the fact, if you didn't like him, it played on that fact. So as a result, up to 500 units a day. And let's talk about why it was very effective. It capitalized on a trend, first of all, which is Trump, which I also want you to understand that at the same time, you can try and capitalize on a trend, but a lot of time you'll miss them. And that's pretty much why I dodged out of the actual market after Christmas, is I didn't want to order that many and then risk the chance that the trend stopped. So I was happy, I took the money and I ran. So now you can see it's doing extremely well. And I was selling single rolls at $19.95, $14.95 to $19.95. The only thing that I see is that the price has decreased somewhat, so you'd have to face that. But you're looking at 33 cents a roll. Shipped over to America, I was getting about 3,000 units, which was, it was quite a bit. So I also started to bundle them, and bundled, I sold them for a little bit more. So I was just absolutely crushing it with this, and my cost was $2 shipped. And so as a result, if you look at the profit margin, we can jump on over to something like FBA Calculator and look at what I was making on that. Here is FBA Calculator. So I'll search Trump toilet paper. Pick this one. Let's say we were selling a 3-pack. I can tell you that I remember the 3-pack was something like $21.95 once we got into the thick of things. If I hit calculate, I can add the product cost. The product cost in total with shipping was $2. So I'm going to put $2 here and I'm going to calculate. And I was making $11.65 at 500 units a day during Christmas. And as you can see, it was really good. And when the Christmas season ended, I decided not to sell it. So again, let's talk about why it sold so well. It was a matter of, it couldn't really be differentiated, but I did get a Trump pose that nobody had. So it was like a face pose that nobody had. And the second thing that I actually did was the box. So the box was very unique. And I made sure that I paid money and put sort of my humor into that. Now, some of you might not think I'm that funny, but I'm told I'm sometimes funny. So that was the two things. Now, the other thing that I want you to keep in mind with a product like this, there will be other things you can sell that are similar. So if I just go ahead and type the word Trump and see what pops up, I can see that socks are super hot. And if I jump into the sock niche and then to analyze the market, I'm going to go ahead and use Jungle Scout for this. We could see that the average selling price is about 15 some odd dollars, and that people are making some real money, 40,000, 15,000, 10,000, 33,000, 34,000. So people are making a lot of money with socks. So there are similar items that you can actually investigate that will be making similar amounts of money. And if we take a look at this actual Trump toilet paper, it's kind of funny that Cottonelle's up on the top here. But if we take a look at the numbers with the Trump toilet paper, we're probably going to see that it still sells extremely well. Now, I'm just guessing, but the average price is about $11.50, and the numbers are going to pop up here. It's actually rising 13,000, 32,000, 10,000. So it kind of looks like my analysis when I quit was right, that this was a trend. I could take the money and run and move on to the next product. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's move on to the other product that I had a tremendous amount of success. That product is solar eclipse glasses. And if we look at the numbers right now, the numbers are going to be horrible. And that's because I capitalized on the trend when everybody was going nuts, and that was that solar eclipse maybe like a year back. I sold t-shirts, I sold glasses, and we absolutely crushed it with this. Keep in mind, we did get stuck with the lot because we ordered too many, and then we actually had a problem. So let's talk about how they're doing now and what the problem was and how you can avoid this. And sometimes you can't avoid this. That's why it's important to follow the actual process for finding a product. So these solar eclipse glasses, as you can see, are doing horribly, but they still actually sell. 3,400, 1,800, average sale price 27.17, and now they're doing awful. But I can tell you that during that particular eclipse, if we look at Google Trends, you're going to see that that eclipse was absolutely nuts, and you're going to see a gigantic spike in solar, if they even list it. So let's take a look at solar eclipse glasses. If we look at the past 5 years, there's going to be a ridiculous spike right here. And I basically had them like here, rode to the top and then drop. Now, what happened with these? Well, it turns out I was getting these from a manufacturer that I actually met at Toy Fair. He said everything was legit. I looked it up on patents. Everything was good. Everything went through. And then all of a sudden, one day, Amazon decided to just wipe out all the solar eclipse glasses sellers. And that's because somebody did have some kind of technology and they started to claim it and just knock everybody off. Now, unfortunately, I was selling a ton, but that stopped, and we got stuck with tens of thousands of solar eclipse glasses. So we did what any right-minded entrepreneur would do. We hit the streets. And I sent my right-hand Josh to the belt of where it was all happening in the hub of Solar Eclipse Central, which is South Carolina, which he's actually from. He took a car full of solar eclipse glasses and sold out. And we also sold them at the bottom of I-95 here over in Miami, right across the Frost Museum where they were hosting a solar eclipse party. We sold them a lot less than Frost, and we crushed it. So as a result, we didn't get stuck with that many, and it turned out to be a huge success. But sometimes things like that will happen. You can get a product, and unbeknownst to you, someone is actually trying to patent it, and then they'll hit you, just blindside you, and then it's going to happen. It doesn't happen often. It's only happened once to me and once to another friend I've had, but just be aware that that will happen. So that comes with the dangers of trying to capitalize on trends. Let's jump into product number 3. And that product was also a huge trend. That product was VR, or virtual reality headsets. Now, this one was another one that I absolutely crushed, was doing about 300 sales a day. And then it's kind of a long story, but truth be told, this one you really have to keep up with the actual technology. And I wasn't willing to do that. I kind of just wanted to capitalize with the trend, got rid of over 10,000 units at a price of about $39.95, and then realized that in order to really capitalize on this niche, I was going to have to invest money in technology and try to compete with some pretty big guy, like, take a look at this, Oculus, and I think like Sony, PlayStation had one, and a bunch of other companies were creating one, this HTC Vive. So I saw that, I wasn't willing to invest, and a lot of people were complaining because when they buy a headset for $39.95, they almost expect it to be like Oculus, but it's not going to be like Oculus. It's going to be a little bit more of a ghetto setup, like your phone goes in there, and there was limited amount of things. So I just decided to drop it. However, as you can see, the revenue was doing extremely well. At the time, I was selling about 300 units a day, which kind of was almost in line with Samsung and things like that. This Samsung has monthly sales of 1,400. I was doing 300 units a day, which is about 9,000 units a month. And as I said before, I didn't want to have to invest too much money in the technology. So again, capitalizing on a trend and then just jumping out when things were right. So if you're going to capitalize on a trend, be very careful. Make sure you try and gauge where the market is after you jump in, and if you're going to want to continue. So 10,000 units, and then I pretty much dropped it. On to the fourth and final bonus product. And for that, we're going to use market intelligence. So let's jump over there. Okay, now this product, you might look at it and think it's very boring, but this was actually one of my very first products. And this one is pretty interesting because I found this at a local wholesale place, and they were wholesaling these for 25 cents a unit. So what I basically did is I capitalized on the fact that I knew how to market on Amazon, and I sold this product almost twice as much as all the rest of the competition, held the top spot, and was selling upwards of 60 units a day. So let's take a look at what these are actually doing. This one is doing 25,000, 3,000, 2,600. As you can see, not a heck of a lot of money, but I was selling upwards of 60 units a day at 10 bucks. That sort of adds up. I was probably, other than Kiloline, the number 2 seller on this, so it was making about $10,000 to $15,000 in sales and just absolutely crushing it. So this just goes to show that you can actually find products to sell on Amazon locally. Now, if I wanted to, I still have some of this product in my mom's garage. I could actually go home and package it. But one of the things that was very problematic and why we quit this one is we had something at the time that had to go in special packaging. Amazon had a program available where you would put the product in special packaging and it would help prevent hijackers. So we did that, and we had to individually pack it. So imagine me in a garage packing this one by one. That's what I was actually doing. So as a result of this particular product, this is what really helped me just jump into Amazon and help me invest in my next product and products to come. And again, this was not really a trend. If I wanted to jump back in here, I could probably sell this thing for about $7, but I really don't know how much that's going to make. Let's just go ahead and see what happens here if we run those numbers. And I'm just going to put curling iron glove. Oops, and I think I spelled it wrong, which just goes to show you don't need to be very good at even spelling to do well here. So let's go ahead and pick this one because it was kind of similar to this one. And I'm going to go ahead and put my, let's just say my price is $6.99 because now the prices have gone down. My cost to Amazon would probably be about 75 cents. Dude, let's just put $1. And so I could still make $3 per sale. Now, I'm not going to kill it and make an insane amount of sales because that's just not happening, but I could throw it up there and make a couple $1,000s. Is it worth my time to have to stuff those things or pay somebody to stuff those envelopes? I don't know. So I'd rather move on and sell a product that sells much higher. However, this is a perfect starter product for anybody looking to jump into Amazon. So I just wanted to thank you for watching this video, and let me just recap the most important lesson on this video. That is, you can capitalize on trends, but just be careful where they're at. Kind of really try and gauge them and see, for example, Trump. Is he going to remain popular? He definitely will, probably throughout the history of time. However, if he's not reelected, then chances are products that are selling that are about Trump might see a huge decline in sales. So you don't want to invest too much money in products like that. So really learn how to gauge your trends and capitalize on them. So thanks for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, take care.